Hey Bulldogs, let's see what's happening this week for Code Blue Now. First, we pass it over to Eliza to see what happened behind the scenes with the Frozen musical. Then, we pass it over to Danny about an HMHS alumni who experienced their love for theater by helping a singing trope. And lastly, we pass it over to Michael to see what NIL really is and a decision that college athletes have to decide about. Now, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you.
Hey Bulldogs, it's Aiden Malloy.
And I'm Cole Anastasia, and welcome back to another episode of Code Blue Now.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Working with you back to back, we're becoming a good duo, right, Cole?
I couldn't agree more. Every time we work together, it's always a banger.
You know that's right, and now that I'm finally on this show, it's been literally my dream since 6th grade. But speaking of dreams, I was in Frozen last Friday and Saturday.
One went down.
Well, I'm pretty sure you saw this face as the Duke.
Wait. Do you mean the Duke of Weaselton?
It's Wesselton, but whatever. Eliza has all the behind-the-scenes details. Let's toss it to her.
So go out there, it's opening night, you're gonna be excited. Give it all you got, and then we're gonna give it all we got 2 more times, and everyone's gonna be so impressed with you all, just like I am.
This past weekend, the story of Frozen came to life in a special way. While the music and characters may be familiar, the voices telling the story are a little different this year. Younger performers have stepped into leading roles, bringing with them a newfound sense of connection, excitement, and growth.
I enjoy working with the younger performers. I think that they have a lot of potential, and I'm excited to work with them in the years to come. I also, even though I'm not like an actual, I don't perform, I still have heard the advice that the other people have been given throughout the years, and I use that, and I can help them if they want the help. And the most challenging part of it all is that we only had 2 crew members throughout the whole thing, so it was very difficult to have the fast set changes where we needed more than 2 people to move the pallets and stuff.
More than just their talent, it's the connections being built that stand out. From mentorship to meaningful collaboration, these younger performers aren't just learning, they're an essential part of the production.
Consequence, that's what they...
My favorite part was the relationships that you get to make with people, even with my younger castmates. You think oh, 6th graders are so annoying, but I feel the bond that you can create is really something special about theater, and it's always my favorite part. They contributed the energy of the show basically, so without the young people of the show, it really wouldn't be a show.
The musical this year was awesome, and on behalf of the theater department, we'd like to take a good thanks to our crew, actors, and of course our wonderful audience. We couldn't have done it without you.
Our theater program isn't the only one that played hard this weekend. A huge congratulations to our robotics team, who recently participated in their first competition at the University of Rhode Island.
That's awesome. I heard their last competition is next weekend at WPI. Best of luck to them.
That's music to my ears. And I don't know if I heard this right, but a little bird me told me there's an HMHS alumni that's happening this weekend too.
You heard right, and you're in luck. I have just the right person to fill us in on all the details.
The Miniature Theater Troupe is a South Shore opera group who hosts annual concerts. With a different theme every year, this year again, they brought us something new.
We didn't really want to do a Valentine's Day concert again because we had done that last year. We'd used a lot of that repertoire. We didn't want to do the same thing again, so we were like, why don't we celebrate spring instead? So we went for a little later in March. Also, this is my spring break from college, so it's a very convenient week to have to run this.
So for this concert, I sang as a soprano 1, and within the troupe, I am the marketing manager, and I am on the board of directors.
But while creating art to hosting this concert, the Midnight Theater troupe also had a very specific objective in mind.
The purpose of art in this event is to make sure it's accessible to all people who are interested in it, and just to open up people to something new that maybe they didn't experience before.
Yeah, so I think music is something that we all love in some sense of the word. And we really try to make it like a community event rather than let me sing at you for 2 hours, you know?
I just feel like we need more stuff like this out there for the South Shore, because there's not a lot of places that are doing strictly opera like this and making it accessible to people. So I think that's really important for us to be doing.
Between creating art and bringing the community together, the Midnight Theater troupe is truly a blessing. But for CBN, this has been Denisha Waganor reporting.
The music and stories made for such a great event, and all the memorization they had to do.
Speaking of memorization, if you need to remember content for an upcoming test, the Holbrook Public Library will be hosting tutoring sessions with the team today and tomorrow from 3:30 to 4:15.
I definitely need to check in with them.
I could agree with that one, Aiden. Also, with the theme of springs, that means spring sports are coming up. Tryouts are happening right now. Let's toss it over to Alan because he has all the details.
Hey Bulldogs, let's break down what happened in sports this week. First, wrapping up the winter season, some of our athletes were named 2026 Mayflower Athletic Conference All-Stars. A huge congratulations go to Ashai Dingle, Michaela Hopkins, Janai Smith, Me Allen Brown, Otis Maslin, and Xavier DePina. Staying on topic, both Ashai and I were named MVP, and both our coaches, Courtney Foley and Richard Gifford, were named Coaches of the Year. Switching sides, spring sports tryouts are wrapping up, and teams are finalized. Following this, the spring season is set to begin. Our girls start the season at home against Hull High School this Friday at 3:30 p.m. Be sure to pop out and support our Bulldogs. Moving on to the track, practice is mandatory and is being held all week after school. For any other updates on news, live events, and sports, check in on Kobu HMHS on any platform. But that's all from me, Bulldogs. This has been Alan Brown, and back to you guys at the deck.
Thanks for the recap, Alan. I can't wait to see how our teams compete this season.
I can't wait to do track season. I'm dying to do some broadcast again.
Hold your horses, because I'm still not over our winter season. For us fans who want one last hurrah, there will be a winter sports banquet tonight at 6 p.m. in the auditorium.
Although I enjoyed last season, I wish we had more sports at the school.
I think the lineup we have now is pretty good. Plus, sports can get way too controversial quickly.
I guess so, but why?
Probably because NIL.
What's that?
It's kind of complicated, but have no fear. Mike is here to tell us all about it. Take it away.
What is NIL? It stands for Name, Image, and Likeness, and it applies for collegiate athletes who can use their image to generate revenue. Sports like basketball and football generate billions of dollars per year for organizations such as NCAA. Before they were implemented, large organizations were generating all of the revenue and student athletes got none. Now collectively, those sports take up 56% of all NIL deals. Although the idea of this seems great for athletes, there are major drawbacks for this kind of freedom so early on in their careers. As NIL deals continue to dominate collegiate sports, larger schools with more money are able to entice players while using these deals. This makes for unfair advantages to richer schools, as well as unstable rosters across teams. Not only does this take away from the charm of college-level sports, where it used to mean proving yourself and moving into the professional world of athletes, but it pushes student athletes to deal with many professional aspects such as self-branding, endorsements, tax management, and agents. While being able to earn money from your own image is great, it may take away from what really matters, and that's results. High-earning players may make up to 6 or 7 figures, while some of their teammates may make much less. This creates unwanted tension in a team environment, which separates star players from role players in a critical way. If players continue to move to teams based on financial benefits, teams will have a harder time creating a team that works efficiently and effectively. With the ever-changing sports world, controversy is always a lingering aspect of what makes sports whole. NILs are no exception. They may help out athletes individually, but overall they ruin relationships between teammates, allow unfair advantages for larger schools, and create separation between achieving greatness and having deeper pockets. This has been Michael Shaw reporting for CBN.
Thanks, Mike. I can see what you really mean now. Sports could definitely cause a stir because of NIL.
See, I told you.
I bet it's not as controversial as these senior superlatives,
Oh, no. Don't worry, seniors. We haven't forgotten about you. Here are your senior superlatives for the class of 2026.
For class clown, Tristan Malcolm and Colin Cahill.
For most athletic, Alan Brown and Naden Luis DeQuise.
For Best Laugh, Dylan Fox and Tristan Malcolm.
For Best Smile, Nia Baker and Nina Bonnet.
For Most Talkative, Keela Kasna and Reese McNeely.
For Most Musical, Parsons Javier and Matthew McClellan.
For Most Artistic, Abigail Muyan and Spencer Rafalco.
For Class Angel, Eva Liu and Molly Chaka.
For Class Devil, Jordan Espejo and Moses Morales.
For Best Hair, Moses Morales and Katie Nguyen.
For Most Likely Not to Put Your Phone in a Yonder Pouch, Jordan Espejo and Moses Morales.
For Worst Driver, Finley Moore and Evelana Potter.
For Best Driver, Chloe Dillon and Dylan Fox.
For Most Studious, Eva Liu, Josue Verde, and Ione White.
For Most Dressed, Natalia Dotton and Edvin Hoeres Calaru.
For Most Likely to be Late for Graduation, Spencer Rafalco, Gretzky Richmond, and Tommy Woodford.
For Always Snacking, Otis Maslin and Reese McNeely.
For Most Likely to Sleep in Class, Jordan Espejo and Tommy Woodford.
For Most Gullible, Koala Caspa and Reese McNeely.
For Hallway Wanderers, Parson Javier and Moses Morales.
For Most Likely to Make You Smile, Ashaya Dingle and Tristan Malcolm.
For Most Likely to be Famous, Alan Brown and Katie Nguyen.
For Most Likely to be Successful, Dylan Fox and Ayani White.
For Mr. and Mrs. Holbrook High, Alan Brown and Dylan Fox.
For Best Bromance, Nathan Luis Jaquise and Jaden Waweru.
For Best Friends, Rylan Muse, Nina Bonnet, and Abigail Mayanda.
And finally, Most Likely to be Upset over not getting a superlative, Tristan Malcolm, Finley Moore, and Ava Starr.
Congratulations to the seniors on their superlatives. But I need to catch my breath after all those names. How do you feel about signing off?
I'm down for that. For Code Blue Now, this has been Cole Nastasia.
And this has been Aiden Malloy.
And we'll see you next week.